Finding a nice, comfortable seat. Nice straight spine, allowing the lungs plenty of space to expand and contract. Either closing your eyes or taking a relaxed downward gaze, allowing shoulder blades to rest down your back. Your attention resting gently on your breath. Noticing the gentle rhythm, but also noticing the uniqueness of each breath. No two breaths are exactly the same, like grains of sand on a beach. Each one slightly different. Some are long, some are short, some are shallow, some are deep. Now returning your attention to your body. If your eyes are closed, allowing them to gently flicker open. Perhaps making some gentle movements from side to side. And then if you want to, you can bring your legs out in front. If you want to stay cross-legged, that's absolutely fine, whatever works for you for now. And just give your legs a bit of shake out if they're out in front. And then take some, bring your chin to your chest. Allowing chin to rest on chest. And then take the head around in a circle. And the next time chin comes to chest, swap directions and take the head the other way. It's going well today. I can almost get my words out. And then the next time chin comes to chest, bringing head back up through the midline. And then take a few rotations with your shoulders. Doesn't matter whether you rotate backwards or forwards to start with. We're going to go in both directions. And then the other way. And relax, bring your hands out in front, clasp your fingers and then pull your knuckles away from you. So you're pulling your shoulder blades apart. And then exhale to release. So if you sat cross-legged, now bring your legs out in front of you. And then we'll take some rotations with our ankles. And rotating the other way. Allow that to relax. Bring your hands under one leg, doesn't matter which leg, and take some rotations with the lower leg. And the other way. And then bring that leg out in front and swap sides. So supporting under the thigh and take some rotations with the lower leg. And the other way. And then bring the leg out in front. Coming back to cross-legged, if that's comfortable, you can leave your legs out in front if you would prefer. And we're going to inhale, bring both hands up overhead, and then exhale, drop the right hand down behind, bringing the left hand to the right knee or to the right thigh, turning to look over the right shoulder. So trying to keep a nice long spine as you do this. Lifting through the crown of your head. And then inhaling, bringing both hands back up overhead as you come to center. And exhale, twist towards the left hand side. So left hand comes down behind, right hand to left knee. Lifting through the crown of the head, looking over the left shoulder. Trying to keep nice and long through the sides of your body. Nice even breath here. And then inhaling, coming back to center, bringing both hands up overhead. And exhale to fold forward. So bring the hands first of all down towards the earth. And then walk them gently forwards. So be aware of your back here. If you've got any lower back complaints, then ease off. You don't need to push yourself too hard. Breathing into the stretch. And then inhale to walk the hands to come back up to seated. And we're going to come up to kneeling. So we're going to be kneeling for quite a lot of today's class. So if you want to grab like a pillow or a blanket or anything like that to pop under your knees, then do. And bring your hands to Anjali Mudra or prayer hands at the heart center. On an inhale, come up to a high kneel. And exhale, bring the left leg out so you're on one knee. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead. Exhale, hands come down your back. Inhale, hands up through the front and exhale down your back. And again, inhaling, hands up the front. Exhale, hands come down your back, bringing them back to prayer hands at the heart center. On an inhale, lift both hands up overhead. Exhale, drop your right hand down, bring your left hand overhead to come to a side stretch. So try and keep nice and strong through your core. So really try and engage your deep abdominal muscles, reaching away with your left fingertips. And then inhale, bring both hands up overhead and back down to prayer hands. Reach both hands out in front. On an inhale, open towards the right hand side. Exhale, bring both hands back to center. Exhale, open to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. And then pop both hands down on the earth in front of you. We're going to inhale and lift the left hand up. So you twist towards your left leg, opening the front of the body to come to a kneeling twist. We'll take a few breaths here. Exhale, bring the left hand back down to the earth, leaving the feet exactly where they are. And then take a few rotations with your hips. So you're just circling your hips around. So these circles can be as big or as small as is comfortable for you. And then change direction. Lovely. Okay, so popping the left knee back on the earth now, so you come to an all fours position. Making sure that you've got your hands firmly planted below your shoulders and your hands are shoulder width apart. You've got your knees firmly planted below your hips and your knees are hip width apart. I'm going to take a few cat stretches, so drop the belly and inhale as you look up. And then arch the back and exhale as you look down. Keeping it going. Inhaling into your up cat. Exhaling to come down. So rippling this movement gently along the spine. Trying to move each vertebrae individually. And then on your next exhale, coming back to a flat back. Tuck your toes underneath, push into your hands, push into your feet and come all the way up to downward dog. And when we get there, it's the first dog of the day. So walking the dog, pushing the heels away one at a time. Just gently warming up the backs of the legs, excuse me, hamstrings. And then bringing your heels down. So your heels are pushing down towards the earth. We're going to inhale, lift the left leg up behind. So some of you might stay there. Some of you might bend the left knee, dropping the foot over to the right hand side. And then from wherever you are, exhale, bring the foot back down to the earth. And drop your knees back down to the earth. And sit your buttocks back on your heels. Keep looking forwards, hands reaching out in front of you. And then you're going to creep yourself forward. So you bring your forearms to the floor, you bring your nose down close to the floor, your bum sticks up in the air. And then as your shoulders come over your hands, you put the weight into your hands and you lift yourself up and you come back to an all fours position. This is called a snake circle. So I guess it's a little bit like you might imagine a snake moving along the earth. So take a few of these. They can be quite strong in the arms. They're really good for building a bit of upper body strength. So take one more of these. And then sit your buttocks back on your heels. Leave your hands out in front. Forehead can come to the earth. And rest for a few breaths in child's position. Taking some nice deep breaths here. Reconnecting back into the rhythm and flow of your breath. And then inhale, come back to kneeling. And bring your hands back to Anjali Mudra, prayer hands at the heart center. So try to make sure you've got a spot in about the middle of your mat here. You're going to inhale, come up to a high kneel. Exhale, bring your right leg out in front. Inhale, reach both hands up overhead. Exhale, bring them down behind. Inhale, hands come up the center. Exhale, hands down behind. And again, inhaling, hands up the front. Exhale, hands come down behind. And then bring your hands back to prayer. Inhale, reach both hands up overhead. Exhale, this time drop your right hand down and then reach over with your left fingertips to come to a side stretch. So really reaching away with the left fingertips. Keeping everything nice and strong through the center of your body. Really engaging all of your deep abdominal muscles. So seeing if you can connect to those muscles that are underneath your six-pack muscles. And then inhale, both hands come back overhead. Exhale, bring them back down to prayer hands. Bringing hands out in front. You're going to inhale, open to the left. And exhale, come back to center. Inhale, open to the right. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, open left. Exhale, come back to center. Inhaling, open right. And exhale, come back to center. Bring your hands back to prayer hands. Drop your hands down to the earth on the inside of your raised foot. And then inhaling, lift your right hand up this time, opening the front of your body to come to a kneeling twist. If it's okay with your neck, looking up and along the length of your top arm. Nice, even breath. And then on an exhale, bringing your hand down, back down to the earth. And take some circles with your hips. So again, these can be as big or as small as feels comfortable to you. And then change direction. Bring that back to neutral and then come to find your all fours position. Hands below hips. No, hands below shoulders, knees below hips. And starting with the right leg, you're going to inhale, lift the right leg up behind. And then exhale, bring the knee towards your nose. Inhale again, take the leg up behind. Exhale, bring the knee towards your nose. And last one, inhale, take the right leg up behind. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose. And then drop your knee back to the earth. Swapping sides, taking the left leg, inhale, bring the left leg up behind. Exhale, bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, take it back behind. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, inhale, lift the leg up behind. And exhale, bring your knee to your nose. And then pop the knee back down on the earth. Tuck your toes underneath. And on an inhale, push into your hands, push into your toes, lift your tailbone and come up to downward dog. So you can adjust your feet if you need to find your nice inverted V shape. Nice long neck here, keeping shoulder blades down your back. And then inhale, lift your right leg up behind. So some of you might stay here, some of you might bend the right knee, dropping the foot over towards the left hand side. And then exhale, bring the foot back down to the earth. Drop your knees back down to the earth. Sit your buttocks back towards your heels, leaving your hands reaching out in front. I'm going to take a few more snake circles. So as you inhale, sliding yourself close down along the earth, bringing your weight into your hands, pushing yourself back up, and then coming back through all fours towards child pose. And keep this going. So in your own time. So inhaling as you come forwards, pushing into your hands, and then exhaling as you head back, buttocks towards heels. And after your last one, bring buttocks back to your heels. Rest your head on the earth, hands outstretched in front to rest for a few breaths in child's pose. And then from here, gently find your way out of child's pose, but find your way straight down to lay flat on your back, on the earth. Knees bent, feet flat down on the floor. Taking your hands out to the side in a T shape if you have space. Otherwise, cactus arms, or if you don't have space for either of those, just allow them to rest down by your sides. Wherever you are, try and have your palms facing up towards the sky. And then exhale and allow your knees to drop down to one side. Inhale, bring them back to center. And exhale to the other side. And inhaling to center. So if you want to increase the intensity, then you can lift your feet off the earth, shins parallel to the sky, and repeat that movement. So you exhale to one side, inhale to center, and then exhale to the other side. Whichever side you're about to drop your knees to, allow them to drop down onto the earth and rest for a few breaths, turning your head to face in the opposite direction. And then bring your head back to center. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And exhale, drop them to the other side. And again, if you want to, you can turn your head to face in the opposite direction. Nice, even breaths here. Bring your head back to center. Bring your knees back to center. And then start to set yourself up for Shavasana. So it's no longer 40 degrees. So you might want to grab a blanket or a cardigan or a jumper or a pair of socks. We'll only be here for a couple of minutes. And then bring your feet out in front of you. Allow your arms to rest down by your sides. And then take a scan through your body. So starting with the tips of your toes and ending with the crown of your head. Take a scan through your body and notice any tension, any tightness, any holding on, any stress, anything at all that you don't want, and just try and consciously let all of that go. Let it all be observed by the earth. Feeling a relaxation spreading through you from the tips of your toes into your feet, your ankles, your shins, calves, knees, thighs, pelvis, into your buttocks, your belly, your ribs, your chest, shoulders, both of your arms, your hands and your fingers, your neck, the back of your head, the top of your head, and all the way around your face. The whole body feeling completely relaxed. The whole body completely relaxed. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Bring your hands overhead if you have space and allow yourself a nice fingertip to toe tip stretch. And then find your way to your right hand side or your left hand side, it doesn't really matter. And all the way up to seated. Bringing hands up overhead in the Prana Mudra. Bringing hands together overhead to the crown of your head. To your third eye for wisdom and clarity of thought. To your lips and then your throat for peace and love in all that we say. And to your heart space to love unconditionally. Thank you very much for sharing today's practice. Namaste.